Hey, what's up, guys? This is Keith McGrady, the Aero 360 Aviation, and I was just thinking about some of the airplanes that I found to be particularly influential or interesting to me in all the years that I've been fascinated by aviation. There's been many different airplanes that have caught my eye for one reason or another. I wanted to talk about one today that you might be a little bit surprised of to meet that list of fascinating or influential is the Cessna 150. And you might think, oh, the Cessna 150 is boring, it's out of date, it's underpowered, and maybe some of those things may be true, but still is one of the more influential airplanes in all of history. Between 1958 and 1977, Cessna made almost 24,000 of them. And I'm just talking about the Cessna 150. I'm not even talking about the 152 model, which came in generations after that, which was also a very similar and very important airplane. Just talking about the Cessna 150, which was a two-seater, specifically designed to be a trainer and a light commuter. It had a four-cylinder, 100 horsepower Continental O200 engine, which was a solid, stable, reliable engine that could go for a very long period of time between overhauls and very sturdy. And there's a reason a lot of flight schools used it. It was a stable and capable and sturdy airplane. It could handle a lot of abuse from new student pilots learning how to fly in it. But it was also a great airplane for somebody who just wanted to use it. The 150 was also very affordable. It was at the time when it was being produced, and it still is at the time. You could easily find a 150 for sale in decent condition for around 25,000, and then the maintenance costs are much lower on it as well. It came in many different variations as well. There was a Cessna 150 Aerobat, which was used for aerobatic training. Had some interesting upgrades like removable portions of the seat so the pilot and passenger could wear a parachute. It had quick release clips on the doors so the doors could be released in the event that you had to eject. It also was more durable with regards to G loading as well, although it was still that same somewhat underpowered airplane, so it wasn't like flying in an extra 300 doing aerobatics. It took some time to regain your altitude between your maneuvers, but at the same time, that was an interesting learning platform for aerobatics as well, because it really stressed the importance of energy management. A lot of people will put STOL kits on their Cessna 150. Some people do tail dragger conversions to it. I've seen bush planes with Tundra tires on them. Some of the 150s even came stock with IFR capabilities, which again was that nice stable platform for training, for learning IFR. That's exactly the kind of stable platform that you're looking for in a trainer. When the 150 first started being produced, it had a straight tail and no rear window. It had that fastback look to it. Eventually, in 1964, they upgraded to the D model, which integrated a rear window, although it still had that straight tail. Then in 1966, they introduced the F model, which had that dorsal strake and the swept tail that we recognize so much today. Then with the L model, they extended that strake, which was really more for aesthetic purposes, but it did give it a really cooler look. Some of you who may have seen some of the other videos on this channel might recognize Cessna 6935 Golf, which was a 1971 L model. I spent quite a bit of time doing flight training in that. In fact, most of my log time is in that particular 150. One of the things that I really like about the 150, though, is that it kind of reminds me of Honda Civic of the airplane world. It's very common. It was cheap to produce, cheap to purchase, cheap to maintain, and cheap to operate. So you see lots of them out there, and that they continue going long after many people would have thought that they would have outlived their usefulness, and yet you still today see thousands of them flying every single day. And the 150 is maybe not the most capable, but it's incredibly efficient. But you can have a lot of fun in it as well as an advanced airplane. Some people take them on cross countries despite the fact that they are slower. They don't have a very high useful load, but doesn't really matter as long as you're having a good time, isn't it? Now, after the 150, they developed it into the 152, which had an upgraded engine with a little bit more horsepower, and it was a little bit more modern. You see many of those as well, and that had a lengthy production run, which was a similarly great airplane. all of these wonderful things that make this airplane particularly interesting applies really to the 150 and the 152 models. You might think a simple trainer isn't a fascinating airplane, but it's interesting that at the same time that I will look up when I see something cool like a T6 Texan flying overhead with its big radial engine. If I hear a Cessna 150 flying overhead, I'm just as fascinated to see that as I am anything else, because really it all comes down to that you're able to fly in it. And I think anything that's able to get off the ground is pretty interesting. And when something is innovative like that and really changes the industry for the good for a long run, I think that's pretty fascinating. I intend to do more videos like this, covering different types of airplanes, hopefully getting more in depth about some of the specifics of them. I really just like to nerd out on this type of stuff. This was a first attempt for me, just kind of experimenting with it. If there's anything particular that you would like to see or to hear about, or specifics about an airplane that you'd like me to go more in depth on, I'd love to do that. I'd love to get more suggestions for things that can be done. I'm constantly looking for ways to improve this channel. One way that you can help by that is by subscribing, by clicking that little bell so you get notifications. I intend to put out a new video at least every week. I'd like to up that eventually. But I want to keep it new and interesting, and I've got other things in the works as well. And of course, the plan is eventually to get back to making some of the flying videos as well. If you enjoyed this too, go ahead and check out our back catalog of videos. We've got a lot of videos. We've got a lot of interesting articles as well at aero360aviation.com, and of course on social media as well. One of the things that is just really important to me is continuing to learn about things that interest you. So never stop learning, never stop exploring, and never stop improving. Most importantly, remember, a good pilot is always learning. Oh, I can't say that one, can I? That's somebody else's. Well, until next time, keep your flight job sharp. I'll think of something. You stay classy, San Diego.